Investigators may soon be one step closer to solving Albuquerque's largest criminal case. The Office of the Medical Investigator says it could be any day now that results from bones it sent to a North Texas lab come back. Those remains belong to 5 of 11 bodies found buried on the West Mesa earlier this year. News 13's Maria Medina has more on this.
Well, Mike, OMI hopes the Texas lab that helps solve cold cases across the country comes back with results they've been waiting for. They're the last set of bones in the West Mesa investigation sent to a North Texas lab last month for testing. Victoria Chavez, the first in the case ever to be identified, and the 4 unidentified sets of remains.
And hopefully that will lead to finding out who this offender or offenders are.
It was February when investigators began combing the mesa. Now they must comb through the evidence collected. They've said all along giving names to the 4 unidentified bodies could be the key to solving this case.
That should help us, and putting the timeline together, seeing if there is still something that's common between all of our victims.
OMI says testing at the North Texas lab takes about 6 weeks, so they're hoping for results within the next few days or few weeks.
Finalize the work that our anthropologists have done.
Amy Bewley of OMI says the lab will try to do toxicology tests on all sets of bones and determine cause of death. The lab will also attempt to extract DNA. Everything will then be entered into the National Missing and Unidentified Person System. OMI hopes that system comes back with a DNA match or a relative of a missing person discovers the information. OMI says anything found on or around the bodies will be listed on the site as well. Once the results come back, so will the bones. But hopefully this time not back to OMI, but to family.
And that's the key, is identifying these women.
Yes.
And a few months ago, OMI asked dentists statewide to compare their records to a list of missing women in hopes of IDing the 4 unidentified sets of remains. The bones of the other victims were sent to the lab and have since come back. Many of them returned to their families for proper burial. Mike?
Maria Medina, thank you. Autopsy reports of the identified women say they were victims of undetermined homicidal violence. Now, if you can help, call 877-SOLV-APD.